Awesome.
Okay.
Let's see. Edit video. Oh, thanks. I got it too.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, I think like for the most part, I don't know. I think when everything first went down, first of all, I think like with the Pluto Saturn conjunction, like I never would have imagined, like I knew that this year would be big and it would be a lot of work, but I had no idea. I could have never imagined that this is how it would have like manifested itself. And it's taken me to some really interesting places. I know that like the Pluto Saturn conjunction started in my 12th house, and it crossed over my ascendant. And so that has been really intense.
Capricorn rising?
Hmm.
Late Capricorn rising?
Yes, 21 degrees.
We got to talk about what it means to be Cap rising, Aqua rising, because that's intense. Y'all are going through everything right now
Yeah.
for sure. That's ridiculous.
And
Uh,
um, and Neptune is on my sun right now.
who could have seen Murder Hornets coming? I totally agree. Like all I
And
know is,
I
oh, go
just
ahead.
read that we also have gypsy moths in Washington State right now as well.
What's
And
that?
like it's like I wanted to cry because other than astrology, I also work very closely with plants. And I do a lot of plant meditation, and this is going to sound crazy, but talking to plants. And like when I read that, I got like this overwhelming sadness just for all the horticulture that is going to be, it's almost like it doesn't matter, even though the earth is healing itself, it doesn't matter what you are or who you are. Like we're all going through it collectively.
Wow, even the plant life.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
And it's
wild.
weird because it's funny because when we all went into quarantine, like as people, like I didn't feel that overwhelming sense of like sadness. And it's going to sound horrible, but I feel that for the planet.
You said you were a Capricorn rising earlier. That makes even more sense. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, but I that does seem kind of like detached, but it makes perfect sense. Like I could totally understand that. Um
Yeah, my Mars and Venus are also in Aquarius as well. So
Interesting.
like there's a lot of that. Like I'm learning to work with that detachment. Um
Venus and
and I
Aquarius is
thought I
five of
knew what it meant,
swords.
but I'm finding out that in a new like personal way that I still have so much more to learn about that Aquarian energy.
Yeah, it's about to Pluto bomb for sure. And
Yeah.
similar to you too, like I all I knew when I saw, I was like, oh shit, Saturn and Pluto are gonna be together. Like the most epic shit's going down. But I
Yeah.
had no idea it was gonna happen like this though. Like back to back, one after the other. This is just like
It
it's
was funny
just
because
crazy.
at the beginning of the year, I taught I teach like the astrology portion of a full moon infusions class with two herbalists that I work closely with. And I was talking about the Grand Conjunction in like December of last year and what to kind of expect. And I thought that it was honestly, I was like, it's going to probably deal with like, a lot with work and home life. That is something that was for sure. But seriously, like when we talk about like a virus, it makes so much sense. But I would have never thought like a pandemic or like all of us going into some major like 12th house shit and all of us just kind of going through a collective Saturn return would have been it. Like, because it was crazy. I never would have expected this at all.
Well, you say it, but I feel like it's only just starting, which is even crazier.
Yeah, no, I mean, looking at the calendar, somebody like I look at these memes where they're like, January, like February, March. I'm like, we have all these things, and definitely with retrograde season and eclipse season coming up together, like we're in for a ride. It's definitely not over.
No, not at all. But this is definitely a great place to once again touch base. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. Welcome to episode 127 of Peace Talk. Today I have a wonderful guest. Welcome, Micah. Thank you once again. Where are you? You're in Washington State?
I am not in Washington State, thankfully. It seems like a lot of things are going on in Washington.
Yeah.
I'm actually in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's the social distancing been over there?
I feel like it's been okay. Like I've heard that other places are a lot worse about the social distancing, and that Ohio, as a state, has been pretty good about it. However, I was driving today, and it didn't seem like anybody was social distancing at all.
That's what it looked like today too. I was at the post office. No one was really wearing masks. Not that much people. I was like,
yeah, and I feel like the masks are such like a controversial thing.
Yeah.
Like I've heard like a lot of different perspectives on the masks, and I see everybody's point of view. And so it's really interesting how touchy things are getting right now. I don't know. Personally, I just kind of feel like, let's all help each other out. And I don't know. I'll just keep that to myself.
Until someone coughs, and then it's like, oh, you got it. Yeah. I'm gonna help you out.
Look at all the violence that's happening over these masks. Something that is so small.
Someone's already died.
It's so big.
Yeah.
Like the fear is real, and I get it. But also, I think that, like, if we would have looked at this situation like last year, we'd have been like, oh, a face mask, like, it's whatever. But now it's become this huge thing.
Really. And, we'll always have this memory to live with.
Yeah, no, this is going to go down in history.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, what is your big three? We know you're late Capricorn rising.
Yes. So I'm a Capricorn rising, a Pisces sun, and a Taurus moon.
Ah, nice. So you got Pluto on your rising, you got Neptune on your sun, and Uranus on your moon. Jesus.
So it's like literally when I tell you January, because I think Pluto conjuncted my ascendant, I think on New Year's Day. Shit started going, like hitting the fan January 2nd. Like, it was intense. And it's just kind of been going ever since. And I think right now I'm kind of like in like a tiny resting period. I was actually talking to an advisor a couple weeks ago, and she was like, I'm surprised that you're doing well right now because Neptune is on your sun. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how that's happening. I think it is all that Saturn energy. It's given me a reality check, and I'm just embracing it right now. But it's
Yeah.
definitely been an experience this whole year, and I'm sure much more is coming.
Oh yeah. It's just showing its presence, like I'm here.
Yeah.
And but you know what? Jupiter is also starting for you too. Jupiter transits are just always amazing. So
Yeah.
congratulations. That's also dope. 2021 looks like it'll kick it off for you as it goes
Yeah.
your second. So
We just have to survive 2020 first.
right. It gives new meaning to surviving, really. Like this is, I guess the
Because that's
sec
kind of what we're doing right now. I feel
yeah.
like that's all we can do. Because until I think, and this is just my opinion, I think we're learning how to survive on what's essential. Just because Saturn is in Aquarius right now,
Yeah.
it's still going to retrograde back into Capricorn. And I think that's
Mm,
like the epitome of learning to survive on the essentials. And we have to learn how to do that before we go forward.
that's so true. Which can mean a lot of things too, but I love how you brought up the retrograde because that's really gonna put it in perspective.
Yeah.
It's almost
I was
like
talking to a friend the other day, and she and I were talking about how we think that this whole situation, because I feel like that's what 2020 is turning out to be, would be a lot easier if we collectively all kind of let go of what we're comfortable with. But it's almost like Saturn as a planet is reflecting our energy, and we are reflecting its energy because Saturn is literally going back to where it's comfortable at. But it reflects what we do on just like a human level in general. And it's kind of like Saturn is double checking basic math. I'm like, okay, we're not ready for Saturn Aquarius yet. We're struggling to move forward. We're struggling to innovate and invent new ways to go about things and work together. So let's go back to just like the basics first on how to look at this whole situation.
so true. If anything, it's also kind of crazy how much has been exposed because this has happened that wouldn't have been exposed if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So it's like now that things are going back to normal a little bit for the retrograde, it's like now people have to deal with that too,
Yeah.
which is also, but once I'm still tripping out on you having Neptune on your sun and Uranus on your moon. That's so badass. That's like really key.
Technically, it's not on my moon just yet. Like I mean, obviously, Uranus is in Taurus, but I'm a late Taurus moon. Like I'm 28 degrees Taurus moon. And so when it does get a little closer, like things are gonna. I've heard different predictions about like Uranus conjuncting my moon, and I'm excited for all of them. But I think it's definitely going to be an experience. I mean, it's going to be something I don't see happening, just like this situation. I mean,
Yeah, that's 2027 too, I believe. 2026, 2027.
yeah.
Um, that's awesome. So yeah, for though, well, I'll mention this again when we're finished, but I do have your Instagram in the comments, and your handle is Edeneyetarot.
Mhm.
So what inspired you to walk this path and to don this name?
So I actually came up with Edeneyetarot. Like, I don't think I actually even came up with that name. Literally, and I don't mean to like sound like I don't know, like arrogant or anything like that. Like I literally like woke up one day and I had a dream. I don't remember what the dream was at all. I woke up because I had started working at a shop to tarot read, not maybe
Oh,
like 2 weeks
nice.
prior.
Hmm.
And they had asked me, they were like, we need to market you. Like, what is your business name? And I've always like read. I have about like 8 years experience reading for people, like privately, but I
Eight
never
years?
named myself.
8 years?
Mhm.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thanks. And but I never named myself. I'm like, I'm just Micah. And so they were like, we need a name. And so it took me maybe about 2 weeks or so, and I just woke up one day, and it wasn't even my thought. Like, I swear this wasn't even my thought. And it was just like Edeneyetarot. And I think as I walk this path longer with that name for my business, the more I realize why that name was given. Um, for multiple reasons, but I think the biggest one is something I really stand for is understanding yourself to better yourself and to create knowledge of the self, so that you can grow. Just like self-help, basically. And that's going to look different to every person. And so that's something that my business really, I really have it, I want to aim it towards is being able for it to be able to be a safe space for people to discover, to learn, and to create that. I hate to use the word paradise, but that paradise within themselves.
Mm.
That it might not be perfect, but it's something that they know, it's something that they have worked to evolve and to transform. Because the Garden of Eden, I think, is probably one of the most like, and again, my personal opinion is like one of the most like plutonic places I've ever heard of. It was a start and a beginning. It was like a complete cycle. And I have a very heavy Pluto um, influence in my chart. And so like as I'm like growing more, I'm like, oh, that makes sense why I was given that name. But I feel like I didn't answer your question. Short answer
No,
for okay.
yeah.
I know I
That's
can
kind of
ramble
like with the
sometimes.
peace dealer. Like I don't feel like I came up with the name. Like I did, but it kind of just came to me too.
Mhm.
Tell you know, it's legit. That's awesome.
But I think also like what got me really walking on this path was plants. I've always had a very like green thumb. I'm very interested in plants.
Yeah, Taurus moon. That's true. That's true.
Um, like I remember even when I was a kid, I think I got the little seed packets that they used to give out at Chick-fil-A. And I still remember it was a zinnia flower. And I planted it in my mom's front yard. And within a matter of days, this thing started like growing massive. My mom thought it was a weed because it was just growing out of control. But as I got older, like astrology was something that was just very natural to me. I was always very curious about those things. And then as I got older, I kind of meshed the two and it just became a lifestyle.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. I love that correlation with like earth energy and plants too, and like being
Yeah.
able to nurture, be drawn. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Especially being a Pisces with the earth, so you're really grounded. That's how I feel being a Gemini with Earth rising and Moon too. Um, so the okay. I was actually kind of marveling at how like we're able to work in like psychic shops now. How that's like actually a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been an interesting experience. I like it a lot because I'm like, I get to meet so many interesting, like, new people. Um, on the other end of it, I'm like, it's really energetically a lot for me, but I don't think I would change it. It's just, I'm very used to doing things behind closed doors and by myself. And so this
Yeah.
is a new realm for me.
Yeah.
Like being more on like on the public stage, sort of. It's a new experience, but that's what I think um, Uranus is also showing me, because my moon's in the fourth house as
Yeah.
well. And so I'm a very more like closed behind closed doors kind of person. But to get to that next level and to grow, it, it needs to be balanced out some.
Definitely. And once again, like that's where, you know, Jupiter transiting your first house now, and Saturn is ready to like build you on that. But it's cool because now you've already had all this experience already, so it's not like you're starting from scratch or having to learn something new. So that's also dope.
You know what's funny is like, and this is also something I've really enjoyed about working in psychic shops, is that even though like I'm not a public person, getting to meet all these people with such different gifts and different perspectives on even just how to read tarot has been such an amazing experience. Like, I'm blown away by some of the interpretations of the cards that are still accurate, but they give it a whole new depth.
Wow. So how long have you been working at the shop?
Um, so I work at two. And I've been at the first one for a little over 8 months. And then the other one is going to be about 6 months now.
Oh, you're working at okay. And they're okay, they're like different. Do they pay you daily?
So I get paid by like reading.
Oh, okay,
And
cool, cool.
yeah. So right now, like obviously I'm not working in the shops, but and that's where more just I just do phone call readings or Skype readings and stuff like that.
That's what's up. So where do you feel oh man, I have to okay, where do you feel you're transitioning now to, especially given the nature of like not just the economy, but like where things are headed, and also maybe I know you said you're getting your website soon, so
Yeah. Um, so where I feel like I'm really being pushed right now is, which is in such contrast to what I was doing before quarantine started. Because before quarantine started, I was doing a lot of teaching. Um, but since quarantine has started, I've been doing a lot of learning. Um, and I've had the time to learn about different ways of gardening. And I'm sorry if I keep bringing up plants so much, but they're such a big part of it.
right.
I've been learning about like hydroponics and how to grow based on that system. And it's, oh my God, like I've fallen in love with it. And so I see myself more going into like aromatherapy, um, and making that also part of my business. Like I make salves and things like that for myself and oils. Um, but I would want to incorporate that into my business. I just don't feel like it's ready yet. I want to make sure that um, like I'm a perfectionist, but like I know that nothing can be perfect. But I just feel like I need more time to get that part of the business ready.
That's
But
what's
as for where Edeneye is going right now, just kind of getting some of the major foundations like a website, uh, um, some of the not so fun things like legal stuff, um, is being set up right now. So basically all the Capricorn stuff, like actually getting down to business.
Yeah.
And so right now it's weird because I feel like my business is growing, but it's not necessarily like moving forward in the typical way. It's like I'm being forced to sit down and be like, okay, we need to build a stronger foundation on this business. Like that's nice that you were doing this for 8 years and you have the knowledge up here, but we need to ground all that and make it like legit right now. And so that's where I'm at.
That's what's up. Yeah, you're definitely well on your way for sure.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like how you're staying true to your moon and rising, and like focusing more on the grounded elements of like oils and plants, and that
Yeah.
definitely makes it very authentic. And Erin asked, her specialty is tarot. Would you say that?
So tarot is, I think, what I get asked about most. And so I wouldn't say it's my specialty because I actually started tarot after astrology. Um, I have been doing astrology for 8 years, but I've only been doing tarot for about 5. Um,
Ooh, okay.
and so I wouldn't say it's my specialty. Like I mean, like I understand it.
Hmm.
Um, and I love it, but it's not my first love. So like,
Same here. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I feel the same way actually. That's awesome. Okay. And yeah, I wanted to really emphasize before, like if you're an Aquarius or Capricorn rising, you're like the hugest deal right now, because especially Cap risings, like to I think y'all are the only rising sign that is gonna get Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn at the same time. That's just the most incredible attainment of all time. And congratulations. I really see it as like y'all are bringing forth the new codes, the new structure. And to be an instrument of that is very, very
yeah,
incredible.
no, it's I can see how it's going to be really good. But I think I was watching one of your videos the other day, and it's definitely felt like the Hunger Games, like at least twice a month, like at least
Oh
once
yeah.
a month.
Oh yeah. The beta test version before the official version.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall see. So let us play the 3 questions game.
Okay.
Take turns asking each other 3 questions. It could be about anything. And
Okay.
yeah, you can go first. So you'll ask
Okay.
me, and then I'll answer, and then I'll ask you, and then you'll answer, and then we'll alternate 2 more times.
Okay. So what? Okay. So what is like when you sit down to do rituals? What is an activity that's not technically like what you would think? So, okay, sorry, let me explain this question. So, I do a lot of spell work and rituals, but a lot of where I do that is I teach aerial dance, like Circus Soleil and circus stuff, along with like other forms of dance, and that's where I do a lot of like my ritual work is during those kinds of activities. What activity for you wouldn't technically be thought of as like a ritual work kind of activity, but you do like get into that zone?
That's a really good question. Um, Not to copy or piggyback off of you, but now that you said it, it is something that I really want to like get more into, and that's like dancing, like incorporating dancing. I used to be the hugest wallflower. Like I would never dance. Like that would be unless like the music was so good I couldn't help myself, right? But like I'd
Yeah.
go out to the club and I'd just be all cat moon stiff and like not wanting to move and dance. And it's not until recently that I realized, holy shit, like dancing is one of the most spiritual things
Yeah.
ever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And now I get why, like, a lot of tribes, there's tribal dances. Like, I get why dancing communicates to spirits. I thought it was just maybe like a force thing, but yeah, I really want to get more that the fire of that too.
Yeah.
That
No,
was a really good
definitely.
question.
I think it also takes it like to another level, like not to sound like gimmicky, but I would encourage like anybody to try like aerial silks because it takes it to like a whole different level. Like when you're in the air dancing.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so
That's
like I
genius.
teach aerial silks, and it literally raises your frequency.
That's
Like
genius.
yeah, it's something like I have never experienced before. And so that's actually why I asked that question because I'm like, it's not something that you would typically think of, but that's
Yeah.
somewhere where I feel like I get the most almost like I'm in the zone the most because I'm literally with the ethers
Yeah.
and I'm able to just be present, even though I'm trying not to die. But
Ideally that would be dope to set up, like if I had like an official like party room or
yes,
meetup space, and like once a month anyone can come from around the world and we just dance ritual it
yes.
on. We can have the aerial stilts or any type of like, and we'll just put in that magic work and then go about our way, come back next month. It'd be like, it'd be so lit. um yeah.
Okay, is it my turn again or is it your turn?
It's my question for you is, what does it mean to be a Pisces sun, especially with like Neptune on the sun? What's that been
Huh.
like since 2012?
Uh, you know,
What
I
sign is
feel
your
like
Saturn, by the way? What sign is your Saturn, by the way?
my Saturn's in Aquarius.
Oh, so you born 91?
Yeah, or 92.
92? Oh, word. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, cool,
I was
cool.
like, so right now, Neptune's on my side. Um, but it's so I feel like it's only making like the whole Pisces aspect like more so, but I feel like I've been here and it's been a constant kind of struggle to connect with other people. Not because I don't care, but because my mind is just kind of elsewhere. Um, and I think that's what all Pisces understand is that like we're here, but we're not here.
I made that joke yesterday. I was like, "Oh, you guys think just because Aquarius and Pisces have full-on conversations with you that they're here? They're not even here, yo.
Not
They're,
even here.
they're just
We're
on
not even
autopilot for
here.
you."
No, and it really does feel that way. I was thinking about like so like you've had so many amazing people on your peace talks and I was nervous when I got on here because I'm like, oh my God, like what do I know? And I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, so like I've been living, I've been a human being, I'm a human being. I know things. And I was like, I can't remember like what has happened this past week at all. Like I'm here, but I'm not here. Like I realize current events and I know like generally what's going on, but the only things I can really remember are the things that have kind of been happening in my own bubble. And that could also be because I have that stellium in my first house. But so I mean, but yeah, I think that's definitely what it means to be a Pisces, especially with Neptune right there, just kind of being disconnected, but really feeling what other people are, that empathic aspect of Pisces is really being heightened. right now,
Mm.
in some very odd ways. Like I said, like I'll feel it for people, like I'll feel other people's energy, but like my plants, like, really feel it for my plants.
That's the realist. Thank you. And that's a stunning confirmation too.
No.
And oh, now it is your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. So okay, so I know my least favorite. What is your like least favorite card in the tarot? Like when you pull it, you just know, like, man, like, all right, my spirit guides are obviously talking to me, but and I'm like, this is about to be a whole lot of work. But I just hate that I got this card. Do you reshuffle? I know that's probably like two questions because I'm like, I reshuffle.
Sometimes it's this card, the Five of Swords, but
Yes.
honestly, okay, this is gonna sound weird. So that's such a good question. So I mean, I don't like to see the 5 or the 9 or the 8, but and sometimes the 4 of Cups pisses me off too, just because it's like this
I've
doesn't tell
been
me
getting
anything.
that one. Like right before quarantine happened, like me and the Four of Cups were like BFFs. Like he was
Really?
saying hello to me every time.
That's
I
wild.
was so confused. I was like, but I'm being grateful. What am I not saying?
Honestly, the oh wait. Oh yeah. Honestly, like I always feel like there's a deeper mystery with the card that I don't get to. But at some point, it used to be the 4 of Swords because, like, the 4 of Swords, I would always read it as like the chill. You're asking too many questions card. Like I'm trying to hear that. So, or the 7 of Cups. Hey, man, that's a really good question. I don't know.
You don't like the Seven of Cups.
I don't like the 7 of Cups or like the 4 of Cups because sometimes I like direct answers and I feel like it's like a I don't know, try again or it's blocked right now or yeah, this it really now that I think about your question, it really depends on how I feel too. It depends on what cards come up on cards because sometimes the deck will just hit you with a boy if you don't get your asking self out of this card deck or sometimes it'll just give you like or you'll just pull like the profound card. But that's a really I don't know if I have like one card that like I hate. Trying to look through it now to see what sticks out. That's a really good question. Because even the 5 of Swords, like I won't mind it if it comes up in context. It's just
Yeah.
it's just more so these odd minor arcana cards that
Yeah, no,
are
because the Five of Swords can be good,
yeah.
obviously. Because I'm like, I remember one time I pulled the Five of Swords and I was working in this office building, like as a temp. And I pulled the Five of Swords, but I also pulled the World and the Sun. And I think like the Six of Pentacles. And I didn't know that like the next day, what would happen is everybody in the office would get fired except for me. And I was
Damn.
actually offered everybody else a job.
Oh my god.
So sometimes it can be good for you, but it can be horrible for other people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I even like the Ten of Swords. I'm not gonna lie. Like there's a finality to it. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
say I definitely never really usually like when this card comes out.
Yeah.
It be hitting home too. There was actually a time where like my bed cover looked exactly like this. I was like, oh shit. Oh, all right, yo. This is too close to home right now. Yeah. So my question for you is um what do you feel about this next generation coming of age, like these post 2000-year-old kids?
Oh my God.
What's up?
They're feel like just the simple fact that if this is gonna sound odd, but I mean, like, maybe, I mean, nothing sounds odd. I feel like, um, if you look at the simple fact that babies are literally coming out and their eyes are open now, like,
Really?
they like babies like it would used to be like that, like especially like in our generation, like babies would have their eyes closed
Yeah.
for at least a week. Babies are coming out and their eyes are completely open. Like, and I feel like that speaks volumes.
I had no
Like
idea.
like the kids that are coming and the kids that are here right now, they are like, they already see the bullshit that's happening. They already see. Like they've been seeing literally since they came out the womb.
They can work their way around the phone super quick too.
Yeah.
Damn. That I did not know. That is fascinating.
Yeah. No, like they come out because I'm like was I was talking to a friend about it and I was like, because she used to be an RN and I was talking to her about like, if she had noticed this and she was like, yeah. And they don't know what has caused this. Like that babies just like have just been opening their eyes very early now. And I'm like, it's very interesting. And again, like I said, I think it speaks volumes
Yeah.
to what the generations are going to be like going forward.
That's awesome. I think we have one more round.
Okay. My question for you. Uh, okay. I'm gonna take a page out of your book. What are 3 favorite times and 3 least favorite? If I took your question that you were going to ask me, like,
Yeah. I was like, I got one more. No, it's all good now.
For karma's sake.
Yeah. Damn it. So, I mean, this answer changes like every season, I feel, because it depends how I feel. But like my top 3 right now, shit. I'm gonna have to say I want to say Pisces is up there because Pisces is my 11th house. So like I just have this really like cool connection with Pisces.
Yeah.
I'll be forgetting how cool y'all are. I'm like, wow, this is flowing really cool. Like this is magic. So I'm a definitely. I want to put Gemini in there too, though, because of the sun connection. But
You gotta put your own sign in there. No.
right, yeah, okay. But I'm gonna say, Pisces, or okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna cop out and put Pisces and Gemini together for throughout.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna say Libra and Sagittarius.
Okay.
Which is crazy. I feel like I like them in a sense where it's like they're on the other side of the green grass. And it's like I wanna know what they're like more. And that's why I desire them, but not like these are my favorite. Like I know they're my favorite, but like I think. And then the 3 most challenging. Oh my god. Actually, and this is so hard because I have a deeper understanding. I feel like it's hard for astrologers to say which sign they hate because we know what to hate in every sign and we know what to love.
Yeah.
But damn it, I would say
well, you don't hate them. They're just
right.
like we're still learning to embrace their energy.
Right, or we hate them, right? No, I know what you mean. Like it's just it's challenging, right? Damn. Okay. It's so crazy because like the signs that I hate, the signs that I'm struggling to learn the energy or are challenging or hate sometimes I actually deeply love too. So it's kind of like a love hate thing. But
I get
I'm gonna say let me see.
Is Pisces one of them? Like I do remember your OG videos about Pisces.
No, Pisces is surprised. Like I've had like horrible experiences with Pisces. Like
Yeah.
I've had experiences where Pisces have just showed me like, like fuck you, but I still love Pisces. Like that doesn't take away from the vibration. Like I feel like it was just, you know, like we have our Geminis that make us look bad. Y'all have your Pisces that make
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's hard for me to say what I don't like because the signs that I'm gonna say give me a challenge I actually really like. And I think that's why I also get more frustrated. So I'm definitely gonna put maybe Virgo and Capricorn there. Um,
Okay.
like as a Earth, Moon, and Rising, I love these signs, but as a Gemini Sun, like we just have friction. Like I annoy the shit out of them, or it's like I have to kind of like get my timing right. It's weird. I guess it's a good one, and for that reason, I could say Scorpio too, but I want to put um I'm not gonna put Cancer. Yeah, I'm just gonna put Virgo, Scorpio, and Capricorn. Like Virgo's my fifth house, Scorpio's my seventh, and Cat's my eighth. So like I actually really dig these signs too, personally. Like I could,
Yeah.
but like I definitely I'm challenged by the energy to like bring out more of my I can't really cut the slack with these signs more. Like I can be chill. That's why I like Pisces. Like Pisces will enable all my bad habits, and it'll be chill because I'll enable theirs too. Like I can actually, you know, what I'm saying I could chill with Taurus, even though Taurus will throw buku shade, but like I could still be really cool with Taurus. Like we have a really love like friend relationship. But like with like Virgo, Capricorn can kind of be really bougie sometimes. Like even Libra sometimes. Like if you're not actually I'll say Libra's cooler, but like those are the signs I just can't really and that's not a bad thing because that's
Yeah.
you know gonna be better, but like and that's not to say that there aren't Capricorns and Virgos I can't be cool with too like that. But yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
those are the challenging energies. But you know, sometimes in another month it could be different. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and like as we grow, like we like I guess those options do also change as well. So
Yeah. So um my last question for you is it's kind of on that same vein. You're in
okay.
you built an ark and like there's another flood that's gonna take everything away, but you know there's two zodiac signs that you can bring with you and the rest are gonna be washed up away.
Oh my
Which signs?
Oh man, who would be the two zodiac signs that I would save, and who would be the ones that would drown?
Right.
Just like go full Titanic on it. God. So for the two that I would save, um, it can only be two, right? We can't do
Right. I'm
three.
so cruel. It should have been three. It should have been three, but I'm gonna just do two. Make it
Oh my
harder.
god. I feel like this is so cruel because I'm
Oh,
like the
and
same.
Pisces doesn't count because you're Pisces, son.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
but I'm like also like Pisces are indecisive, and so I'm like,
right.
you should know this right now. Neptune's only making it worse. Like I can't decide. However, um, I think I would save. I know who I would let drown. So maybe that's better.
No, it's just the two same. It's just the two same. That was amazing. Right. I know who's drowning. That's for sure.
The ones that I would save would have to be Taurus for sure.
Not an easy question.
Sorry, I'm having like.
It's a difficult.
I'm stuck between two.
I commend you.
Oh man. Okay. It's only because I have so I would say Aries and Taurus.
Okay, that's actually really smart. So your soul, your moon, and then your third house. Your
Aries is my Mercury too.
Your Mercury. Okay, yeah, that's wise. I actually just realized technically you don't have to say water signs because they're not going to drown, and then air signs can fly over the water. So you saved the fire, you saved Taurus. That's what Capricorn is going to be on top of the mountain, so they'll be good. So all the fire in Virgo is probably screwed. Maybe Taurus. That's so interesting. Word. Wow. Okay, so that was really awesome. So how can people reach you? I mean, I have your email and your Instagram below. And what services do you offer?
So for right now, the best way to get in contact with me is through Instagram. I have a Facebook, but if I'm completely honest, I'm not on the Facebook half as much as I'm on the Instagram. And the Instagram is Edeneyetarot. It's all one word. And just DM me. As far as services, I offer like all the like natal chart readings and progress charts and things like that. But if I had to pick a specialty or something that is probably the closest to my heart is synastry and charts, because Juno is also on my sun natally, and so that's something that always just felt really called towards is awesome. Understanding the inner workings of two people, whether they be like romantic or not, but because I'm also really interested in the astrology between a mother and a child, or like family dynamics as well. But yeah, that's the best way to reach me. Also tarot as well. I'm working on a couple different things, but those are what I offer for right now. Not to like put anything out there too early.
Cool. I recently had a reading from you too. I like more how confident you were about it and how in depth it was too.
Thanks. I'm like, it's taken me a long time to get there, so I'm glad that it came across because I wasn't always that confident. It took like years for that to develop.
It wasn't really vague too. You were talking about like specific things, so I appreciated that as well. Wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, do you have any final words of wisdom or encouragement to share before we close?
Like, I wish that I could come up with like some major like sage advice, but I think the best advice I could come up with in this time right now, and what's helped me the most, is to realize that to not compare yourself to other people. We're all going through this in our own different ways. And I'm sorry, can I ask you an extra question? Okay, what is a book or books that aren't technically like magical, but they are magical as fuck? Because I think my two favorite books that have a great amount of like healing, like serious, like diving into some serious like 12th house concepts would be You're a Badass by Jensen Chero and Big Magic. I forgot who that was by, but those two books like changed my life.
That's
But
beautiful.
what books would you say are like they're normal books, but they're like secret undercover, like magical as fuck books?
Mm, oh, that's a good question. I don't know if they're normal books, but they're definitely more like mind hacking, like positive thought books. Um, but they're super magic. Only in the sense where it definitely did like instantly change my mindset, and I saw instant results.
Yeah.
One is E Squared by Pam Grout. That book was.
Mm,
Have you heard of it?
I read it.
Yeah. Oh my
That
god.
was
I did the first exercise and got $1,000 within 24
that's
hours.
crazy.
And I felt like Dorothy when she found out she could click her heels 2 times. I was like, really? Like, it's really this simple? Like, what the hell?
Okay, and
Um,
I have another question,
yeah.
and I don't mean to take up too much of your time. And so you can totally tell me, like, we don't have time for another question.
The other book, by the way, is Rob Bresney, Pronoia. And it's about the
Okay,
universe.
I haven't heard
Everything
of that one.
everything in the universe is conspiring in your favor. It's a really beautiful book.
Okay, I'll have to look that one up. I
Instead of
haven't heard.
instead of paranoia, it's pronoia.
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really dope.
Okay. Do we have time for another question?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Um, who like I don't know. I'm sure you have looked at like different celebrity charts. Whose chart do you think is the most interesting to look at?
Oh my gosh. Right off the top of the dome, um, I forgot, but there are certain celebrity charts that blow my mind and are
Mhm.
fascinating. Two of which are Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Um,
Mm,
both of their charts are like utterly mind blowing. Actually, yeah, a lot of celebrities. Um, but yeah, definitely. I feel really biased bringing up Ye, but recently finding out he's 12th house Jupiter Sun in Gemini and a Pisces Moon, and
yeah.
then him changing his religious preference when Jupiter was in Sag was everything to me. And then
Yeah.
dropping his ninth out, like that really made me respect astrology so much because like it just shows you the truth, like shows you it gives you more perspective, or it gave me more perspective. But that's a really good question. I feel like right off the top of my Donald Trump. Donald Trump's chart is also like ridiculously fascinating. Obama's chart is fascinating. um it's easy for me to like see like amazing chart, but yeah, I definitely say his is definitely
Yeah.
fascinating. Yeah,
And what
that's a
made
really good
me
question.
ask that is I was because like right before I jumped on here, I was watching a video about Bohemian Grove and like Alex Jones, and it made me like look at his chart. And his chart is really interesting.
Alex Jones, oh
Yes,
my god, that's what when I saw a show I was like, hold that Grand Air Trine he had, I was like,
yes, yes.
made me instantly be like, okay, he do know what he's talking about. Like he's not just on some crazy shit. Like this motherfucker has been giving us the secret truth for so long. We haven't been listening. We're like, holy shit. Yeah, no, that's true. It's fascinating.
No.
Um, oh yeah, when Pop Smoke died, I looked up his chart, and that blew my mind because he died exactly. Sorry, he got murdered exactly when Saturn was opposite his natal sun.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had always seen that opposition, like in the horoscopes for cancers. I was always like, yo, be careful. You're getting targeted. Like these motherfuckers want to kill you. But like to see that confirmed, like it made me respect the Saturn oppositions because that shit is like,
That's crazy. Because I'm like, I think like another chart that I really enjoyed looking at, thing other than Alex Jones is Edeneyetarot's chart. I
Oh my
like her chart a
God, her
lot.
chart is amazing too.
Yeah.
Her chart is so dope. Yeah. Yeah. The North Node and the Sun, Moon, and the reason why I like her chart too is because she embraces being a Pisces. Like she was
Yeah.
like, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot of charts. There's a lot of charts. Even Kylie Jenner. Like
Yeah.
a lot of what people like to call out about her is like how she transformed, but she's an 8th house sun with a
Yeah.
Scorpio moon. So it's like, oh shit. Like she really, that's crazy. Capricorn rising, she's a billionaire now. So it's stuff like that. It's just like, wow, like it's right there. But
Yeah.
yeah, that was, thanks for asking that. And yeah, that's what I forgot that was off the top of my head. Alex Jones. I would say his chart for sure.
Yeah.
Takeaway chart. Any Uranian charts really. Even Cuddy, Aquarius, all that. But yeah, thank you once again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Thank you so much for your patience. I know it took us a while to do this, so finally got it
All
done.
in divine timing, so it happened at the right time. So
As always, and thank you guys for tuning in the live chat. Make sure you guys hit her up. I do have her Instagram and email in the description box below. So y'all stay blessed as always, and until next time, peace out.
bye guys.